Alright, so it's been a couple of weeks since I did a vlog, so I'm back to do another one. I've got a very exciting piece of paper that I got in the post a few days ago, which was this. If you can see that, it says Walt Disney World Resort at the top there. And basically, this is my visa petition from Disney. So you get a nice letter from Disney, hopefully, and then you get this, which is, oh, see that? That is what you actually put in your passport, that piece of paper there. It gets stuck inside your passport. And then a nice bright pink piece of paper there, just with some instructions on. And then this is a copy of the actual visa petition, which comes from the United States of America. As you can see, it's very exciting. And basically, this means that you can go on the embassy website and you can fill out your visa form, which is quite exciting. For the Q visa, which is for the CRP program, the year program, you go on, actually you do it for the J visa as well, but you go on the website, the US Department of State website, they give you the address, and you fill out a really long form. It says it takes about 75 minutes to complete. I would say that's probably around about right, but it's a bit quicker if you prepare. So my top tips for preparing are, have your passport ready. This is my passport. It's got my previous visas and stuff in it for America before. So make sure you have that ready, and if you have any previous passports, make sure you have them as well. If you don't have your previous passports, then ensure that you look up the dates of your last 5 visits to the USA, because you will need to put that in on the form. So last 5 visits to the USA, and I think any addresses that you've had in the last 5 years, I've only had one, so that's okay for me, but if you've had previous ones, you may need that. So passport. The other thing is, if you've worked in America before, make sure you have this to hand, which is your social security number. Probably shouldn't like wave this around on YouTube, but never mind. So yeah, social security card as well, if you've worked in America before, because you have to put that on the form. So passport, social security number. I don't think you really need any other documents to fill the form out. You just need a lot of patience. My other top tip for filling out the form is to save after every page. Save, save, save. Because the website has a habit of crashing, which is very annoying if you've spent ages putting all your details in. So you can save it to your computer each time, and then if you need to go away and finish it later, then it means you can upload a previous application and continue with it. So make sure you save it all the time. The other thing is, you have to do a photo of yourself. It has to be against a plain background, white background. It has to be of serious expression, which is quite hard for me, and just looking normal as you do day to day. I got my mum to take a picture of me against a wall with a digital camera, and now on the website they've got a really useful tool, so you can upload your photo and then it will automatically make it the right size, make your eyes at the right level and all that kind of stuff, so it's pretty cool. So you have to do a photo as well, so be prepared to do that. It takes a bit of extra time. Once you've finished the form, you can email it to yourself, you can print it off straight away, but make sure you do print it off, and you get something like this, which is a picture of me, that's my picture there, and barcode and stuff. And this is the piece of paper that you take with you to the embassy. You can go, for the UK, you can go to Belfast in Ireland, or you can go to London. I've only ever been to London. I think it's probably cheaper for me, really. So I'm going to London. When I phoned them, you have to phone them to book your appointment. Once you finish the form, you phone a premium rate phone line, which is a bit annoying. Costs about £1.30 a minute, so it's quite expensive. And you make your visa appointment. Mine's for the 1st of September, 8:30 in the morning. So when I asked the guy on the other end of the phone if I could make it any later, he said no, most of the Q visa appointments are at 8:30 AM. So bear that in mind if you're going to be getting a Q visa for the CRP, because it might add extra cost to the trip, considering you have to be in London for 8:30 in the morning. You have to be at the embassy. Embassy's just around the corner from Oxford Street, so it's quite easy to get to, but I'm lucky because I've got a friend I can stay with the night before. But before my previous visits to the embassy, I've had to get a very early train, so bear that in mind. For the J visa, it's exactly the same. J visa's for the summer program. It's exactly the same process. Go to the embassy as well, but the embassy appointments tend to be, they can be any time in the day. They can be like 1 in the afternoon. I think 1 in the afternoon is probably the latest. I definitely did a 1 in the afternoon one before. And my last visit, yeah, my last visit was at 12:36 PM was when I checked into the embassy, because I got a little sticker on the back of my passport. So it can be in the afternoon for the J visa, so you might get away with that. But for the Q, it's first thing in the morning. And the other thing to be really aware of is you cannot take any electricals into the embassy. No phones, no iPods, no computers, nothing electrical at all. In fact, it's best just not even to take bags because they search everything, very security conscious, as you can imagine. So basically you have to dump your bags and your electricals at some sort of hold luggage place, which you usually have to pay for. Again, another expense to the day. I've heard there's like a newsagents or something around the corner, pharmacy, where you can go and pay to put your bags, and it's just around the corner. Personally, I used a more trustworthy place, which was the left luggage at Waterloo Station. I think it was Waterloo, which is probably what I'll use again this time. I think it costs around about £8 to put your bag in there, and it's just worth it, so you know it's in a safe, secure place. You can go back and get it. I don't think you can even take car keys in there, so just be aware of that. So no bags. Once you get to the embassy, you go in, you check in. It's a little bit like Argos. If you're from the UK, you know what I talk about. You get a number. I think it's still on the back of my passport. I've got a little number there. It says N496 was my number last time. And basically you just sit there waiting and waiting and waiting for your thing to come up on the screen. When it comes up, you go to a window, and they take all your documents off you, and they do fingerprints. So that's another thing. You have to keep your fingers cut and blister free. If you have any cuts or blisters on your fingertips that would affect your fingerprints, then you can't go to your embassy appointment. You have to reschedule your embassy appointment. So ensure that you're very paranoid about your fingers for the next week before your appointment. So you get your fingerprints taken, go back and sit down for a few more hours, then they call your number again, go to another window, they say a few questions to you, what are you doing in America, when are you coming back, blah blah blah. Boom, there's your visa. Most of the time that's how it works for Disney visas. Obviously, as I always give myself a bit of a disclaimer, it could go differently to that. They could have changed their policies and blah blah blah, but that's roughly how it works. So I will probably do another vlog after I've got my visa back. I've got a few more vlogs to do, but my internet hasn't been very good recently, so it's taking me a bit longer to do them. But yeah, if you have any questions about the visa, the embassy, any of that stuff, feel free to leave me a comment or go on my blog.